And I'd like to welcome everybody once again to the Buffalo History Channel. My name is Doug Ruffin. I am the content curator of the Buffalo History Channel. I'd like to thank you all for your continued support as we are now in the year of starting to progress through the year of 2024. I mean, this is makes me realize the Buffalo History Channel has been around almost 4 years now, and I'd like to thank everybody for their continued support of this platform as we try to bring you some of the most unique Buffalo stories that we can. And I have a Buffalo story for you today. This gentleman that I have with me is one of the certified Buffalo legends. He was a DJ back in the day at the Vermillion Room and as well as at the Randy Smith Basketball Classic. He's one of the OGs of Buffalo. I'd like to welcome the one and only George Gully to the Buffalo History Channel. Welcome, OG.
Oh man, how you doing?
I'm good, brother. I'm good.
Funny that you say that, OG. That's what my son calls me.
Hey, man, this deserved. This deserved. You know, yeah. I was put on to now. I mean, I was part of a little younger, so I wasn't able to be at the Vermilion Room back in your day. But I remember your name was mentioned to me by. In fact, it was you that introduced me to Laura Dean. And yes. We had her on from Waffle when we had her come on, and then she started mentioning you when you were DJing, and also you sent me a message and told me your story. Told me about DJ Stoney and everything, and I thought, you know what, I got to get this brother on the Buffalo History Channel to tell his story.
Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So, where did it begin for you, man? Well, since you've been going from Buffalo for quite some time, since '84, let me start off by saying,
literally, yeah, about 40 years.
Yeah, give us some of your memories of coming up in Buffalo before we get to the DJing.
Well, I went to 47 on Hickory Street, grade school. I went to 87, which was Clinton Junior High. Mm-hmm. We was talking earlier about it being across the street from the school that you went to,
right.
Build Academy.
Yes.
And then I went to East High School, graduated from there, did a little stint at UB, did a little bit at Bryan and Stratton. And I basically went into carpentry.
Okay.
Got away from the electronics there.
Okay.
But a friend of mine, Donald Gailey, is the one that got me into music.
Okay.
And that would be about 72. He came back from Vietnam, had some equipment. He only had one turntable, but he had this box where you could mix the two turntables together. So I had a turntable, and I would go down to his house. We'd hook it up, and he would play on his turntable, and I would play something on my turntable that would coexist with what he had put on. So that's where we started mixing. And would you believe it was in 73, and at that time, nobody was doing it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So what was it? How many? I'm not sure how much. I mean, because people think that when I was back in my radio days, people used to refer to me as a DJ, and I always used to correct them and say I'm a jock. I don't really spin the records like the other DJs do.
Right.
I get on the mic and talk, and I just press a button and put the music on this. I don't really spin the records like they do. But you remember some of the gigs that you had around the time during the 70s? That should have been during the disco era, shouldn't it? Or was that a little bit earlier?
Well, it was before the disco.
Okay. Right, 70.
The friend that I was telling you about, we knew a guy that knew Bernadette Stannis. And he brought her in to this place on North Street.
Okay.
And it was a kind of like a auditorium. We set up the equipment upstairs, and we did the music for the what was it? Fashion show. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was our first gig, and I got a picture of that one, I'll send to you.
Okay.
But we would do, like I was saying earlier, just battling with each other. And we did a gig at the Peace Bridge. And then we didn't do nothing for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Randy Smith Classic basketball at Humboldt Park at that time.
Yeah.
It was called Humboldt Park. It was before it was Martin Luther King.
Right.
And we would run an electric cord from somebody's house across Best Street all the way over to the park for us to be able to play the music.
Wow.
And we did that. And that was like maybe 74, maybe 75.
Yeah.
And I'm just bouncing from club to club, partying, wasn't really thinking about DJing. But I'm always listening to what the guys are playing. I'm critiquing. And my wife would say that now, why are you critiquing what them guys doing on YouTube, you know? But that's what I did, you know? Yeah. And I said, I could do better than that. So playing at the Room, how that started, I had a guy named Madcap, a guy named Tyrone, and Moses, which was one of the brothers, LSM. Mm-hmm. They were playing the music, but they were not mixing on beat. And I'm like, okay, I think I could do better than that. So one day I came up, I said, Moses, can I get down? And he said, yeah, go ahead, man. So I got to playing around and I'm trying to mix one tune to the other, and it just wasn't happening right. Okay. And so I said, I'll come up early and I'll practice. So that's what I did. So I come up early, it would open at 10, people started coming about 11. And I got up there and I would take one song and I try to match it with another song and match that one with another song. And I kept going. So I had about 5 or 6 tunes. And then when it was my turn to play, I'm playing my 5 or 6 tunes and everybody like, damn, he getting down, you know. I'm actually mixing on beat to where while they're dancing, the next song come on and they right on it. So that's how it all got started. I got to the Vermillion Room, got with LSM Productions, and the rest is history. And you want to get to the rest of the history.
Oh, yes.
Got a little time for that?
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, let us know what is the, you know, I myself, I wasn't able to, around in that age group to really go up to get down back in the 70s and the 80s. So give our viewers an idea of what it was like to be at a LSM party inside the Vermilion Room with George Gully on the ones and twos. By the way, do you have a DJ name?
Yeah, my DJ name was Sir George.
Sir George, I got you. Okay.
And that goes along with the English part of Sir George as being knighted. So I was Sir George, your knight on the round tables.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So what was those nights at the Room like, brother?
Hot, tight, dance from the time they get in there to the time they get out, which I've been told to close down, you know, about 4:15, because I'm getting deep 4:15, 4:30, I'm still jamming, you know. The tuners would come in, man, cut it off, cut, you know. So that's what I had to do. But I was, at one time, it was just me up there, you know, and I needed a break. So I would play Atomic Dog. And I guess it was about a 10-minute jam.
It probably just came out around that time, didn't it?
About 9 minutes in.
Yeah.
I would come back upstairs and get down, you know, turn it up a little bit, and then let it start from the beginning again, and then go back outside, you know. So that was my break. And then this young cat, about 17, 18 years old, come up there with about 4 or 5 records in his hand. He said, yo, George, can I get down? Like, man, get out of here. Because I'm jamming,
Mm.
from the time I start, 10 o'clock, all the way to 4:15, 4:30, whatever time I quit. Lights is on, I'm still jamming. So anyway, like I said, I needed a break when I played these 10-minute, 15 minutes records, you know. And then I said, well, I need to get somebody in here and play for me. So I told him, I said, man, come up here at 10 o'clock one night, and I'll show you how to get down. And just one night he came up. I gave him about 6 records. I said, okay, I want you to play this one first. I want you to play this one next, this one. But I want you to listen to the beat. So I want you to start this record with the beat of this record. And he got on. He actually caught on faster than I thought he would. So he would come up and I'd have him play at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and I'd leave and I'd go party at Club Etc. with Snake, and I come back and I get down to the end of the night. And so that's kind of how it started. We did, if I name everything, it'll be about an hour. I'm gonna cut it short.
Okay.
I did Club Etc. Rick James brought Eddie Murphy in one night.
Oh, okay.
That's where I met him. We did not Club Etc., but God, I can't think of the name of it now.
Was the
Freedom
Continental?
Train.
The Freedom Train. Okay.
We did one that was on Main and Ferry. Man, I can't think of the name of those clubs now. MacArthur's Park.
Okay. You did the Continental.
Statler.
You did the Continental, correct?
No, I didn't do Continental.
Really? Okay.
Freedom Train.
Freedom Train.
Did that one.
Okay.
Yeah. And then my last gig was at what's the one that was on Dewey Street?
Golden Nugget or somewhere near there.
I was around the corner from Golden Nugget.
Dewey.
After I talk to you, I'll probably figure it out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one might have been a little bit before my
some Post-it notes.
Okay.
But anyway, 84, summer 84, I left, came to Dallas. Okay. Met some people while I was down here. A few of them got married. They wanted to DJ for their reception. And that's what I kind of did. And I set up my basement just like it was at the club. I had 4 speakers, 2 turntables, mixer, whole 9. And that's how I would listen to my music.
We got some stories coming up on the we've been covering, the Buffalo History Channel has been covering some stuff on Randy Smith and that Randy Smith basketball classic. And you said you DJ'd there. Could you give us an idea of what it was like? Take us back to the memories of being at then. I was there myself. You remember take us back to some of the memories of being at the Randy Smith and just being in that atmosphere at Humboldt Park? Well,
it was live for sure. We had seats on both sides. We had people standing all around. We had this one guy that was on microphone that was talking trash like he might have been the DJ, calling off the guys' names and saying it like, he was in the hood, and then the music was in the background while they was playing, and we had the music going real smooth and the basketball was live, and continued on. And there was one guy, his name was Patrick. Can't think of his last name. He was at Maxwell's about the 74, 75 when I was out partying like crazy. He used to play up there too.
Okay. Okay. So when you are you still DJing today, or have you kind of put it to the side?
It's all packed up right now.
All packed up. Oh, okay, okay. When
Yeah.
you look at the, I mean, you mentioned it earlier about looking at them like on YouTube now, and I think that's become like a
Mm-hmm.
big thing now these past few
Yeah.
years, particularly after what D Nice did during the pandemic, and now everybody's up there doing it. When you look at the DJing today, because they're mixing on the, I believe they're called the Seratos or whatever that's called now.
Mm-hmm.
And back in your day, you had the records and the turntables, and
Yeah.
you had you had the albums and in the crates and everything. What's your thoughts on the way it's changed over the years?
Well, one day in my store, uh, my daughter turned on YouTube and she played this dude named DJ Cassidy. And I believe he's out of New York. Uh, and as you were saying about the pandemic time, he did a thing to where people were at home
Right, right, right.
doing
Yep.
what we doing now, but actually singing their songs. And he's got about 4 or 5 videos out. But I thought that was just nothing that I'd ever heard of, the way that he did that. And with the equipment that I have and with the music that I used to play back then, which was basically funk music, uh, I think I could do something like that on YouTube, and not sure how it's going to work out. But I mean, for what these guys is doing now, I think I could do a good job with that too. Just got to bring my music out of the storage
Okay.
and bring my tables out and just set it up the way I had it before.
All right, maybe after this interview, I'm sure people will be definitely wanting you to get back on there and get down again, like you
Yeah,
used to.
well,
Okay.
I'd appreciate that. But before we leave, I
Mhm.
want to let you know that you're doing a good job at what you're doing. And I want to give you your flowers now because I didn't think uh, anybody would do anything like that. But as far back as you started and up to date, I like a lot of the content that you be talking about.
Absolutely.
I
Well, I
pulled
sir.
out some pictures from 74, 75, Juneteenth on Jefferson Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was when it all started.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
I've been to the one out there in Humboldt Park,
Okay.
Martin Luther King Park,
Hmm.
but it's been some time, and I'm not one that fly home
Yeah.
every year for
Right. Right.
uh,
Did you do
whatever they got going on.
did you do anything down at the Juneteenth when it was on Jefferson or
Nah,
in
nah,
the park? Okay.
at the pool.
At the pool.
Yeah,
Okay. So since you've been going for a while, and I'm sure a lot of people out there are watching this now are really probably really, I'm sure they're really glad to see you right about now and see that you're well and
I'm
got a
still
lot
hanging.
going. Still hanging in there down in Texas.
Yeah.
Anything that you'd like to say to the people of Buffalo that all remember you, that used to party
Well,
with you?
like to say hello, uh, and I hope that everything is good with them. Uh, I do miss them every now and then, but I love Texas. I love the winters down here. So that's what I've been doing last 40 years. In case y'all say, "Oh, where's George at?" George is doing good.
All right. Well, it's certainly been a pleasure to have you right here on the Buffalo History Channel. Couldn't do we couldn't have Stony on without, I told you, can't have Stony on without getting one of the
Yeah,
OGs on here as well.
that's my man,
Absolutely.
and I'm really proud of him that he's still into what we were doing 50 years ago.
Well, absolutely.
Still getting down, and I hope he's making the kind of money that these DJs are making now.
Absolutely. It's been good to have you, brother.
My man. Thank you.